Right then, Tamers, welcome back to another deck profile video. In today's video we are covering Nightmare Soldiers. Now it's recently seen some recent support in Dawn of Liberators EX11, albeit it's only one card but still support nonetheless. The deck profile itself has been provided by one of our Discord players named Peter, so all credit goes to him, and a massive thank you for letting me showcase this on your behalf. But as always, we're going to dive straight in with our Digi-Eggs. As for Digi-Eggs then, Peter has opted to run 4 copies of Demi-Meramon from EX8. Now, the inherited effect is quite generic for this card, so it's just a when attacking once per turn. If this Digimon has the Nightmare Soldier trait, by trashing one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Now, that actually kind of goes very handy for certain decks that you will go up against, especially if they're memory blockers or play blockers, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just a solid 4 off. And then moving on to our rookies, we have 4 copies of Candlemon, again from EX8. Now, it only has one effect, which is an on-deletion effect of gaining 1 memory. But it can digivolve over any Nightmare Soldier trait as long as it's level 2. And its inherited effect is your turn, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. You're going to be seeing quite a lot of playsets in this deck. It is just a generic build, but it's also a very fun build. But moving on to our next set of rookies, we are moving into Demi-Devimon, again from EX8. Now the on-play effect for this card is revealing the top 3 cards of your deck. You add 1 card with the Nightmare Soldier's trait and 1 card with the Fallen Angel trait among them to your hand. You return the rest to the bottom of the deck. The inherited effect is a when attacking once per turn, you draw 1 and trash 1 card in your hand. Again, much like the Candlemon, it can digivolve over any Nightmare Soldier's trait card as long as it's level 2, and that again is a cost of 0. And then for our last set of rookies, as I mentioned earlier in regards to like memory blockers, this is a good example of one because it does exactly that. It digivolves over any level 2 with Nightmare Soldier's trait for a cost of 0. Otherwise, digivolves generally over yellow costs for 0 cost as well. The all turns effect is your opponent can't gain memory other than by Tamer effects. Now, this particular card doesn't come with any inherited effects. I'm pretty sure no memory blocker cards do in this game at this time. But moving on to our champion level Digimon then, we've got 2 copies of Meramon from EX8. Now, this can digivolve over any level 3 with Nightmare Soldier's trait for a cost of 2. But it comes with an on-play and on-deletion effect, which is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. And the inherited effect, being that it's a red card, it's only appropriate that it boosts DP. So the your turn effect is this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. Right then, so moving on to our next set of champions, we have 4 copies of Apemon from EX8. Now, it doesn't come with any effects, but that is predominantly because of its play cost. As you can see, it's a play cost of 3, which is basically the same for pretty much any level 3 Digimon card, minus the odd exception here and there. Similarly, it can digivolve over any level 3 with the Nightmare Soldier's trait for the same Digivolution cost of 2. But when attacking once per turn, one of your opposed Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. Next up, and lastly, is our full set of Devimon from EX8. Now, the on-play and when digivolving for this effect is by trashing 1 card in your hand, you give one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion, trash 1 card in your hand until the end of their turn. Now, the when attacking once per turn inherited effect is exactly the same as the Demi-Devi, where you draw 1 card and you trash 1 card in your hand. Similarly, like most of the cards in this deck, it digivolves over any level 3 Nightmare Soldier trait card. And then moving on to our ultimate level Digimon, so in this case, Peter's opted to run 2 copies of Skull Meramon from EX8. Again, you know, it doesn't come with any effects, and that's purely because of its play cost. It's such a low value for a level 5 card. That being able to spam this out, as long as you've got the memory to do so, and then being able to digivolve into your level 6 later, it's actually very, very handy. The inherited effect, much like red again, it comes with security attack plus 1 inherited effects. Next up then, we've got a full play set of Pumpkinmon from EX8. Now this is one of the MVPs for this deck in my personal opinion. I'm not sure if Peter agrees, but hopefully he does. But the on-play and when digivolving effect is returning 1 card with the Nightmare Soldier's trait from your trash back to your hand. The on-deletion effect for this is one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP for the turn, so that's effectively the yellow element to this deck. Well, to this card specifically. Then the on-deletion inherited effect is recovery plus 1. Right then, so the last ultimate level Digimon is Myotismon. 4 copies of it. When attacking, you may play 1 Nightmare Soldiers trait Digimon card with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying the cost. Your turn once per turn. Now, when any of your Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have that same trait, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Nightmare Soldiers trait in the hand. Then that DNA Digivolve Digimon may attack. Inherited, when attacking once per turn by deleting one of your other Digimon, this Digimon unsuspends. 4 copies of Piedmon Ace then to start our Mega level Digimon. So on play and when Digivolving, activate the effect below 4 times, which is one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. The all turns effect once per turn. When other Digimon are deleted, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. Now, as an Ace card, it does come with Overflow, which is somewhat problematic in the current meta, but, for good reason, because the top end of this deck is actually quite strong. And speaking of top end, Bolt Baltimon from EX8. So when Digivolving, you de-Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon, and for the turn, all of their Digimon get minus 6000 DP. Then if DNA Digivolving, you may play up to a 10 play costs total worth of Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon cards from your trash without paying the cost. The all turns once per turn is when other Digimon are deleted, trash your opponent's top security card. So it's a very good level 7 card generally, and it comes with 3 colours. Right then, the new support is Rainer from EX11. Now, the start of your main phase effect and on play is by trashing 1 Nightmare Soldier trait card from your hand. You draw 1 and gain 1 memory. Similarly, all of her effects resolve around Nightmare Soldiers. So when any of your Digimon are deleted with that trait, by suspending this Tamer, 1 of your Nightmare Soldier trait Digimon cards, both in play and in your trash, can DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with that same trait from your hand. Security effect, you simply play this card without paying the cost. Moving on to option cards then, so 2 copies of Mist Barrier from BT15. The main effect is by deleting 1 of your Digimon, you may play 1 Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost, and then place this card in your battle area. The all turns effect is when 1 of your Myotismon is deleted, activate delay, you may play 1 Venom Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost. Ultimately, you're never going to be using that second effect, because you don't run any Venom Myotismons in this deck, but the main effect is very, very good for setting up the board, especially hand in hand with that Tamer. And then lastly, we got 4 copies of Nightmare Soldiers from EX8. Now, the security effect all turns, all of your level 4 or higher Digimon with the Nightmare Soldiers trait gain Scapegoat. The main effect is add your bottom security card to the hand, then place this card face up as the bottom security card. The security effect for this card, however, is you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with a Nightmare Soldiers trait from your hand without paying the cost. And then that's it. That's our 50 card deck profile. Right then, the 50 card deck profile is now on the screen. As always, players use this image as a template of sorts to help build your own versions of the deck. Now, I can't take any credit for this build. It all goes to Peter from our Discord channel. So again, a huge thank you to him for letting me showcase this on his behalf. The deck itself, as described by Peter, is somewhat generic, which is absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be, super strong or anything. The deck itself is really cheap to build. It's pennies for most part of the cards that you see on the screen here. And whilst it's great fun to play, it's also now becoming quite strong thanks to the new Tamer. But as always, players, naturally the way this goes is if you like this video, you hit that little like button. If you want to see more content, you can subscribe to the channel. You don't even have to. You can just pop by every now and then if you wish. If you want to leave your thoughts of the deck, you can leave a comment below. And as always, I'll see you all pretty much in the next one.